Dig excavation to desired depth. Shoring will need to be installed to secure the excavation. Level out and firmly compact the bottom of the excavation. It's all right to cut the ring to allow for sewer and other obstacles. Install the factory ring at the bottom of the excavation. Try to get this ring as level as possible. Before installing the lower section, measure the previously installed ring to the surface. Use this measurement to decide if the lowest section needs to be trimmed to allow the cover to be even with the existing surface level. To do this trimming, take the overall height and subtract out the height of the cone and the height of whichever cover you will be using. Don't forget that the lower section will be inserted into the upper cone. Do not subtract the section of the cone that will overlap the lower section. It is very important that the factory created end, which has been made thicker to accept the top cone, shown here, must be used when mating the upper section cone. Never use the thinner cut surface to mate to the upper section. If necessary, trim the bottom of the lower section to adjust for different sewer depths. The lower section can be notched to allow the sewer to be in different locations. The cut surface must be installed at the bottom onto the lowest previously installed ring. Properly remove the shoring from the excavation area. Before installing the lower section, remove excess dirt from the factory ring. Install the previously trimmed lower section onto the ring in the bottom of the excavation. This can be done from the surface easily using light straps or ropes. No adhesive caulk is necessary to attach the lower section to the bottom ring, as the ring is there to prevent the lower section from possibly sinking into the ground. After this lower section has been installed, use some sand or backfill to stabilize the lower section, preventing it from moving. Before lowering the top cone section onto the lower section, apply the adhesive caulk either to the top lip of the lower section or onto the receiving lip of the upper cone section as shown here. The top section or cone is now ready to be dropped in. This can be done from the surface easily using light straps or ropes. Use the factory installed handle on the back of the cone to stabilize the cone while lowering it and lining it up with the lower section. Once the cone is in place, measure again to make sure the vault is at its proper depth. Backfill around the entire vault using sand or a similar type of backfill material. The vertical ladder section can and should be trimmed along its bottom to adjust for desired length. Next, install the 2 supplied ladder kick legs to secure the vertical ladder. This is done by installing 2 supplied bolts. Attach the vertical ladder section to the factory installed ladder crossbar by installing the 2 supplied bolts. And adding adhesive caulk between the kick leg pads and the inside of the fiberglass vault. You can use any frame and lid cover assembly on top of the cone of the vault. You can use a metal bolt down cover as shown here. This cover has been designed to be used with grass. Or you can use a fiberglass or molded plastic. Holes and receiving eyelets have been drilled into the top of the vault to allow for 1/4 inch bolts. Before adding the cover, caulk around the top of the cone. For this type of cover, caulk the inside corners to create a seal. It is recommended to use dirt for the top 4 to 6 inches to grow grass or plants.